You're listening to the Bear in Mind podcast, episode number 55.
A podcast uncovering identity, color, and love, where driving yourself crazy is totally sane and curable. Now your host, T. Bias.
So if you're in the middle of a bad week, this episode is for you. A couple weeks ago, I had what I considered a bad week. And I'll take you through the days. The first day, Monday, I found out I'm being evicted from my apartment. The next day, Tuesday, I had a flat tire on my bicycle. And I don't have a car. I use my bicycle to get around everywhere in the city. And it's not the kind of flat tire where you can put air back in. You have to actually change the tire. And I don't know how to do this. And then the next day, we're at Wednesday, I had a sick kid, the vomiting kind. That was super fun. And the next day, now we're at Thursday, I had some tests done, some tests on my gut health. And I talk a little bit more about my journey with gut health in episode number 20. It's called Love Fasting. And every 10 episodes, I talk about something that I love. And then I talk about fasting and what it has to do with my gut health. So I was having some tests for information about my gut health. And the lab was like, you need to redo it. Okay, so this is kind of the test that you need to redo at home. I won't go into the specifics. And then you bring it to the lab. And okay, but before that, I had to go to the doctor to find out what was happening and then to get the kit or whatever you need to do it at home. So I needed to make that appointment. All of these things, yeah, I was like, it's kind of not a great week. My agenda didn't go to plan, and I had to shuffle a lot of things around that I had wanted to get done and needed to move them and got delayed on some things. And so I had determined that I was having a bad week by Thursday of that week. And I was wanting to just race forward to the weekend and have the week be done. And basically what I felt like doing was throwing myself a nice little pity party. Although it maybe didn't look like an extreme level of pity party, I was like, okay, I kind of feel like this need or I deserve to relax on the weekend. And I think that a lot of people would agree with me. Like after a week like that, handling all that stuff, I needed to relax. I needed to do something for myself. And something I realized is that it almost kind of, there's this underlying thing behind it is that I earned my weekend. Oh, I had a really bad week, so I earned a relaxing weekend too. And there's this level of earning that comes from having something like this happen to you, some unexpected things. And it may seem okay, like what's wrong with thinking that you earned the weekend or you earned relaxation time or anything like that, is that there is actually no earning to relaxing as a human being. All humans, no matter where you're at in your life, you need to relax. You don't need to earn that relaxation. And some cultures believe in that more than others, I would say. But it's still kind of like a prevalent kind of idea, a universal idea that you need to earn relaxation, because I remember at one point I was looking for jobs. So I was unemployed. And I was unemployed for about 4 to 5 months or something like that. So I was searching for a job. And when I finally got a job, my friends said to me, oh, you get to earn your weekends now. That I didn't earn this time to relax and things like that. And for me, my week when I was looking for a job and I was unemployed, Monday through Friday, I was looking for a job. I was either going to a job fair, I interviewing, and I was redoing my CV, my resume for each of the jobs. So no one really needs to earn their right to relax. You get to relax. And you get to take care of yourself. And sometimes we take that a little bit further, meaning that if we've had a bad week, then we deserve a treat or something. And I've done this, and I still kind of do this. I am working on it, where something goes wrong and you get through it and things like that. And then you think, oh, well, I can have a piece of chocolate or something like that, or I can have something nice. And so we've kind of suffered this painful day or painful week or experience, and then we need this pleasure. Like, we can have the pleasure after going through something like that. But here's the fundamental flaw in having a bad week, a bad day, a bad experience, however, a tough day, however you describe it, is that it subtly assumes that it wasn't supposed to happen. As if having that bad week that I had, that these things were not supposed to happen to me, or that's not part of how life was supposed to go, and this disruption in life earned me some pleasure things, earned me the right to relax and stuff like that. And what if the assumption is that this is how it's supposed to be and that this is life? That the rough day that you had, the bad week that you're having, what if that's exactly a week? That was the week I was supposed to have, that is actually no different than the next week that I had, which I didn't have things unexpected come up. What if that was just how the week is supposed to be, and that is life's experience? Because then we think we earned something because something was supposed to be this challenge. And although it can feel challenging, for me it was. I mean, I did not know how to change a bike tire. And now today I do know how to change a bike tire. But what if that was just supposed to be part of life? And what if that relaxation that you quote unquote deserved is a part of life? Relaxation is a part of life, just like having bad days is a part of life. And what if you had a series of good weeks? Nothing unexpected happened, you go about your day. And what if you still had the right to relax? And that didn't mean that you're supposed to have quote unquote bad something coming up? What if that was just what life is? Because usually our frustration with having a bad day or week is that we think that that's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, if you really think about it, and when I thought about my quote-unquote bad week, I was like, no, it's not supposed to go this way. I'm not supposed to be evicted. I'm not supposed to have a flat tire, and I'm not supposed to have a sick kid, and all of these things happen. Because I realized when I thought like that, it's that I thought I was entitled to having good weeks. I was like, well, I'm upset because I don't think that this is supposed to be happening. And so what was supposed to be happening? That I'm somehow entitled to having all good weeks, and that I shouldn't have rough days, and that this isn't a part of life? Because on the flip side, right now I'm having a pretty good week. And so is that something that shouldn't be happening to me? And then if I think, well, the bad weeks shouldn't be happening to me, then should the good weeks be happening to me? And that really plays on a very subtle thing about entitlement. Like, how often do we think that we're entitled to having good weeks because we weren't supposed to have the bad weeks? And what if we were entitled to both the good and the bad weeks, because that's part of life? And I'll wrap it up here by telling you what happened at the end of that week. I had 4 days of unexpected things happen, and then another unexpected thing happened on the Friday. I got a new work project, which I'm super excited to get started on. And whatever week you're having right now, I'll check back with you next week, good or bad.
Thanks for listening. Listen for a new episode next Tuesday by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Bye for now.